Hello, everybody. Happy Friday, TGIF. It's your boy Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelorette Recap, a guy's review. New season starts June 7th, 2021. After that, we'll go right into Bachelor in Paradise on August 14th. And then season 2 of Bachelorette 2021 version, Michelle Young following that. We've got 3 straight seasons of content. But in the meantime, there is a lull in content, and there is a lot of behind-the-scenes drama happening. Of course, we know about Reality Steve. This is what we're going to talk about. Separating the blogger from the real-life guy, coming to terms that some people don't like the way he sources his spoilers. Demi Burnett shaming him for outing her as bisexual before she could go to her family with that. There's been a lot of discussion, to say the least, and Kristina Schulman went to Instagram to voice her opinion. As we know, Kristina, I think from Russia, am I not wrong? And then moves to Kentucky, where my fiance is from, the great state of Kentucky. Nothing like a nice Russian Kentuckian accent. That's what I'm all about. A little vodka and fried chicken. You know, Kentucky fried chicken. Okay. All right, folks. So let's get right into it. By the way, Kristina's a beautiful person in multiple ways. I think her soul is beautiful. I don't know. What can we really know about somebody? But she just seems like a gentle, kind person. So to think that she has a story to tell where she was had private messages from Reality Steve and some correspondence and trying to play that side of the coin, it's no surprise that when some truth comes out about him, that she's kind of wants to share her side. So let's listen to it. And as I said, the Instagram is on fire. I mean, if this isn't one of the best curated Instagrams, I don't know what is. Beautiful colors, some mid-century modern motif. I don't even know. Is that the right way to say that word? If you saw my last video, you know what I'm talking about. So let's go and just listen to what she has to say about her time on The Bachelor and with regards to Reality Steve.
Hey, does anyone still do Throwback Thursday? Because I gotta throw it back to a time in my life when I was on this show called The Bachelor. I know some of you are new followers, maybe following me for different reasons, but the majority of you likely know me from the TV show, The Bachelor. I am noticing that our gossip queen, Reality Steve, has gotten some attention lately, and not necessarily a good one. I have to say, it's about damn time.
Woo!
Back to my years of being on the show, as much as I loved every single part of it, I've made lifelong friends, and I'm really grateful. I have to admit that part of it was a bit of a hell, and I have to credit that hell to Reality Steve. There were numerous times throughout my time on the show that I would receive messages from Reality Steve, and those messages would be of his disapproval of the guys I was seeing, or those messages would be about the guys that I was seeing. Like, some of this information he was sending me about these guys should never see light of day. True or false should never come out. Anyway, I am not about the cancel culture, but I am also not about someone who gets joy and pleasure out of making other people's lives hard and miserable, and that's what he did to mine, even to this day.
So it's seen, and by the way, of course, after, you know, the first thing people want to know is like, hey, can you tell me where you got that jacket? Like, I'd love to be a part of your Poshmark. And like, never miss an opportunity to influence. I'm all about it. That's what your platform's for. Talk about your Poshmark listings. God knows my fiance's got a rack full of clothes she's trying to sell on her Poshmark. Cheek or posh? I'm going to go with posh. That's a posh look to me. I'm in the minority there by a little bit. All right, so that's, by the way, the glow up. I mean, she's beautiful. She's beautiful with no makeup on. Save some, leave some meat on the bone for the rest of us. I mean, you know, once they start contouring and brushing the eyebrows up, it's anybody's game. She's drop dead gorgeous and a kind person. So the question becomes, the ethics of which Reality Steve is sourcing some of his information. It was always kind of this preconceived thing, like contestants and cast members, they would come to him with like dish and info. But as a lot of people are unearthing, he gets his information probably from different ways, but one of which is reaching out to contestants, maybe finding unsavory information about them and exchanging that for new information. It's by all means snaky. It's snaky. It's not illegal. It's snaky. And I don't think anyone's trying to cancel him. There's no petition to cancel Reality Steve. Maybe there is. Maybe I don't even know about it. I think the point is just to let everyone share and vent their opinions. People like Kristina, maybe they signed NDAs, maybe they weren't allowed to talk, and maybe they thought it was normal to have to play this relationship in a certain way. Like he's the creepy uncle that you just want to say hi to and then go on to the rest of the barbecue. Is that his relation to all of this? What it makes you wonder is when he has nothing to offer. When he has nothing to offer as far as whether he's going to slander someone or give his opinion, what is his value then? Okay. And I'm not saying this in a way where I've got anything to do with Reality Steve or where he's been in his past or where he is now. I think what will be really interesting as I kind of watch this is just to see what he does moving forward. We know in the last couple of years that he's cleaned up his blogs. Obviously, Demi Burnett posted yesterday or 2 days ago that he was still sending her weird messages, or who called her to share a graphic sex dream he had about her, and he said he thought he had built up that rapport with her. And then I suggested, when you say rapport, change that wording out for business networking. So, to say I'm going to tell someone about a graphic sex dream I had about them because we built rapport, change it to I'm going to share a graphic sex dream with someone because we have business networking. Then you realize it doesn't really line up. And this is a business. He runs a blog about the show. These are contestants. There is a symbiotic relationship here. The problem is, if you want to get into the ethics of how he digs up his information, reaching out to contestants' exes, that's just kind of his shtick. Apparently, I'm learning a lot about this, guys. I'm a stand-up comedian, and I, am only new to the daily content creation. I used to just do the recap videos, and then once the pandemic hit, I was like, all right, let's have some fun with this. Let's follow all of the minutia and the day-to-day stories. I never want, and I'm guilty of this, on occasion, but I never want my lead to be like a Perez Hilton. We're just in it for the gossip. I want to get down to the truth. I want to know who these people really are, what they, I want to champion whatever causes they have. I want to talk about Cassie and how she's been dealt a bad hand by her situation, how Colton's been off the hook. I want to talk about, those different things. I don't want to flame the gossip just for the gossip. I want to talk about the real life in a show where they edit and curate it to be so airtight. There is no nuance on the show. They give you an opinionated sort of summation of what happened, whereas that's not always the case. So I love following their Instagrams and seeing who they are in real life and finding out their own insecurities. We just make them out to be these gods amongst us, and they're just normal people that went to some mall casting, and all of a sudden they're thrown into a reality show. You find out their problematic history. They vow to do better. Rinse and repeat. So I'm with Kristina. I'm not against cancel culture. People can be for accountability. We'll see what that accountability looks like for Reality Steve. My guess, though, is Kristina's not the only one, and Demi's not the only one. And if they become united and all share their experiences in dealing with him, there might be a look behind the curtain of the old Wizard of Oz, and you can see the bells and whistles and levers that were being pulled and find out that it's not the most generous or moral way to source your spoilers. I personally would prefer right now, if I could pull a lever and say no spoilers ever. I follow so much Bachelor content, you can't even click away. When someone shares a spoiler, sometimes it's too late before you've been spoiled. Then you're like, all right, it's seared into my eyes. I know who wins. So I try on my videos to be super redundant before I share spoilers, but I play people's voicemails, and sometimes spoilers leak out in the live stream. It's really hard to kind of, put that, tiger back in the bag. Is that the saying? Is that how it goes? So anyway, couple comments. I haven't looked through any of these, but I do like the Bachelor subreddit. I love the comments people leave. So these are sorted by best. So these are the comments with the most upvotes. So in a democratic society within the Bachelor subreddit, these are the comments that were most uplifted, that most people agreed with. Reality Steve has transparently hated women since I became aware of him, and I'm genuinely puzzled that anybody still thought otherwise. This number right here means 552 upvotes. That's what that means. 553. The main reason I've always stayed unspoiled every season is because of my dislike for Reality Steve. I started watching at Nick's season and briefly looked at his spoilers. The smugness of his post was the first strike, but the unveiled, proud hating of women made me back out and never go back. Gossip Girl never forced her onions on us. This is true. That was, playing at Kristina. She said onions when she meant to say opinions. You got her. I had a vivid mental image of lonely boy sneakily throwing onions. Okay, that's not really that important. Sometimes we go into does Olive Garden serve onions with those pasta dishes? All right. Okay, so it quickly falls out of place here. But it's he calls she calls Reality Steve the gossip queen. But she did say something in the text that was way more damning than what she sometimes we can just write out something better. Throughout my time on the shows, I would receive messages from Reality Steve stating his disapproval of the guys I was dating. He would send me negative messages about them, which left me no room to get to know them on my own. He would send me detailed stories about them from other sources, stories that I had no business of knowing. I understand having opinions and voicing them when it's appropriate, but if you claim to be a reporting site, then do that. If you claim to be a gossip site, do that. Even Gossip Girl herself didn't force her onions on us, her opinions, just made us wonder and think a little deeper. I will leave you with this. It's okay to be wanting updates and tea about past and present reality TV contestants, but try to find a more reliable source, one that is not degrading to every contestant who graces your TV screen. And for Reality Steve, you can pay ABC for me to be the Bachelorette so you can keep shit-talking me. Let me try to... You can pay ABC for me to be the next Bachelorette so you can keep... All right, so... And then she ends it with a middle finger emoji. Good for her. Good for her for just standing up for herself. Maybe this was like some of the energy she needed to lift a burden off of her. God, no, I have no idea what she must go through, feeling mischaracterized, feeling like you're sort of got to like play cool with somebody, or else they're gonna like curate an idea behind you, and that's tough to do. So when we talk about positions of power here. And I'm listen, the larger my platform has gotten, the more I've come to terms with and realized I need to do a better job at understanding people's authentic stories, not believing necessarily something I read in the media, or not always believing exactly what Bachelor, the show, wants to curate for me. Understanding and being skeptical to them trying to create drama versus people's real lives. Understanding that Olivia's not a villain. Even though they left her on a sand barge, she's a beautiful, wonderful woman. There's and some people are lousy people. The Yosefs of the world, like, look, he showed his true colors every day of the week. Okay, so it's not all Bachelor's doing, but being skeptical, being wondering if someone's opinion should be believed. We have this problem with the news where a lot of news has become opinionated. So rather than just showing the facts, it's like the hosts of the news program are telling you their opinions of the facts. It might be more salacious to have Tucker Carlson's opinion, but it might be better to have some of that NPR, like today's news, there's a bombing in, that would be the more kind of correct way, and we can find our own opinions. So I encourage everyone out there to be better today than you were yesterday. Including myself and including Reality Steve and everyone else, and understand everybody's doing the best with the information they have. So give people the benefit of the doubt. And if you didn't watch my last video, I'll repeat this again because it's so valuable. I saw it in Cassie Randolph's vlog. I made a video earlier this morning about her vlog. She posted in the vlog, you could see her top book was The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions, and always do your best. If we can follow these 4 agreements, we can move forward and understand that that there's a good world of high-frequency love that's involved. I'll just read this quick graphic. Be impeccable with your words. Speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. Don't take anything personally. This is my favorite one, Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. Reality, Steve. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. Don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. Always do your best. Your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you are healthy as opposed to sick. Under any circumstances, simply do your best and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. Now, I understand it must be hard for someone like Kristina to not take it personally when her opinion is being molded by someone like Reality Steve with such a large platform. So I'm not saying don't feel your feelings. I get it. That's got to be horrible to live with that. But what I am saying is, by using these agreements, you can move forward from having to deal with some of the negative aspects of being in the public eye, But anyway, folks, I think we get the point here. I think we understand that people like Kristina should be treated as rare gems within the Bachelor community, and we shouldn't harp on people's either, we should really give people the benefit of the doubt when they're on the show, that they're trying their best. And when someone like Reality Steve might have an opinion about them, let's look into that a little bit more. Follow the money, understand what may be going on there, sometimes. And again, like I said, I've probably stoked up, my own opinions about things in a dramatic way. But I will promise you this. I'd much rather have a longer video where we try to get to the truth than a 2-minute story where we burn somebody. I want to give people the benefit of the doubt. Even if some people don't deserve our benefit of the doubt, I want to at least explore opportunities why people might be acting the way they are and imagine that they're trying the best with the information that they have. So thank you so much for being a part of my community. I appreciate you guys so much. Leave a comment. And if anyone wants, I do a weekend voicemail segment. Call about anything you want. 401-213-9828. I will play everyone's voicemails. Try to keep it under a minute if you can. If it's really important, go longer, but the quicker the better. And I love being able to have a morning coffee Sunday mornings, listen to your voicemails, and share them with you guys. So right on you, Kristina, for sharing your story. Keep being authentically you. And I wish you guys all the best out there and have a great weekend. Eat some pepperoni pizza for me. And I will see y'all later. Bye now.